And welcome back to our live studio here at the OpenText Summit in Bryanston. And it's fantastic to have the rest of the ladies that were in the Women in Tech panel. And it's a great pleasure to welcome Susan Page, who's the sales director at OpenText, who was facilitating the discussion. Nirvani Dhevcharran, who's the CTO for the Foschini Group, joins us as well. We've also got Portia Simelane, the head of IT governance and risk at Old Mutual Insure, and Tala Gxoyiya, who's the general manager for delivery office at MTN. The ladies, what a fantastic panel. I really enjoyed it. And I want to ask you first, Sue, what were your takeouts? Because we had such a diverse panel of women, but it was just so interesting to hear everybody's different views and perspectives.
Gosh, you know, there's so many similarities, as well as completely diverse, views on some of the topics. I think every lady has their own journey and their own challenges that they've overcome. And I think that is, if anyone managed to grasp some of those lessons that were shared today, would be the most impactful as the objective of having all of these ladies on one stage.
Yeah, and Tala, I was certainly inspired by your journey. We had two teachers on the panel, and you weren't one of the teachers.
No,
I know Portia sitting next to me was one of the teachers, but tell us about your journey at MTN. What's it been like for you as a woman in tech?
I must say, from where I come from, and it's a Pan-African organization. I think they're doing well and making strides in terms of making sure that women's journeys are improved, and there's much more support coming from the organization as itself. But I still believe that there's more to be done, a lot more work to be given. Women in leadership need to also try harder to also help out all the other young ladies around. Very, very important. Yeah.
Now, Nirvani, you've also have a very interesting journey yourself. And you know, when you look at where this journey starts for young girls in the workplace, you talked about the STEM part of it, you talk about that growth. I mean, you grew up without any computers, and look at where you've got to.
Thanks. Yeah, so I think for me, it actually starts before the girls get to school. It's actually, we need to start teaching our girls when they're little girls, not just give them Barbie dolls or any of the dolls to play with, but also start giving them Lego sets, train sets to build, and get them exposed to STEM. For me, that was really important. I didn't have any role models to look up to. And I think right now, this is what we as female in leadership need to do. We need to make sure that happens. It's around breaking that glass ceiling and that understanding that it is possible. And when it gets hard, you can overcome it, and you must, just persevere. And there's always support structures,
yes,
and leverage those support structures.
Fantastic. Now, Portia, you've got such an interesting journey. You started off as a teacher. And what can you say to inspire women who are watching this right now?
Yeah, I think everyone should actually, I would say, adopt what is actually, I would say, a growth mindset. Just because you don't know how to do something today doesn't mean it should stop you from attempting it. Go for it and be okay with not knowing, and know what you don't know, which is what you're going to now start correcting.
I loved it. Thank you, ladies. It was such an inspirational panel. I know we're going to have some more clips of it coming up over the next few days, but thank you for sharing it very briefly with us. And we are now going back to the conference, the OpenText conference. It's about to start. I need to get back on stage and introduce the next speaker. But just stand by. We're going to have lots more interviews that we go throughout the day. But certainly look up that Women in Tech panel discussion that we had today. It was absolutely inspiring. Thank you for joining us.